Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of the Monday Night Raw Review. I'm your host, the Invincible E. Vincent. This show is brought to you by UnifiedWrestling.com. Every wrestler, all belts, one ring. This was a big show, especially coming right off of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Starting off, we had John Laurinaitis come out to the ring. He says he's looking forward to the performance review. Basically, he's supposed to be reviewed by Triple H. To see if he's done a good job or not over the last little while, as he's been the interim GM for Monday Night Raw. He says he's made some mistakes, but at least he hasn't made the same mistake twice. He's been making new and inventive mistakes every day. So he goes on to introduce the participants that are going to be involved in the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And he lists them off. These are CM Punk, Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, R-Truth, and Chris Jericho. And again, that's going to be taking place on February 19th. Now, CM Punk comes out, and he leads the crowd in a nice little round of na 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 na, na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye. Crowd didn't seem too into it, but nevertheless, basically this is CM Punk. Glad to see John Laurinaitis potentially getting his and getting removed as the GM for Raw. He says he can't wait for Triple H to give him the old heave-ho. And following that, Daniel Bryan comes out. He comes in and he reminds everybody that he's the World Heavyweight Champion, and he retained his championship by beating the Big Show and also Mark Henry in a cage match yesterday. And they can go ahead and go on with their little soap opera, and he's the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, after he does this, Sheamus comes out, who won the Royal Rumble yesterday, and he comes out to, in his own way, wish John Laurinaitis a good farewell and get the F on, and also reminds Daniel Bryan and CM Punk that he's going to be facing one of them come WrestleMania. Now, following that, we had the first match, which was Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler, with Wade Barrett watching from a skybox. He's giving his sort of running commentary about, I don't care whether he wins or loses tonight. I threw him down a flight of stairs a while back, and since he's back so soon, I'm going to do even much worse this week on Raw, this week on SmackDown. And he repeats this 3 or 4 times, but we get the idea. Something bad is going to happen on Friday. Moving on. Randy Orton, believe it or not, he won this match with a spike DDT and an RKO. I'm just as shocked as you are. Even though he's coming right back off of an injury, everything starts right back up as it was. Moving on, we had Brodus Clay versus Tyler Rex. Brodus Clay danced around for 5 minutes and then beat Tyler Rex with the What the Funk body press. After this, CM Punk in the backstage area is talking to Daniel Bryan. He says that they've been friends for a long time. They're both were kind of the underdogs, and nobody expected them to become champions. But he doesn't want to get in Bryan's personal business, but he says that he doesn't think that Daniel Bryan should call himself a role model, as a lot of people don't even know what a vegan is. Daniel Bryan goes on to say that, of course, a vegan is somebody who doesn't eat meat of any kind, and he says that he doesn't think anybody knows what straight edge is. And of course, CM Punk breaks out that being straight edge means that he doesn't smoke, drink, or take drugs. But then again, he also doesn't walk around calling himself a role model. He just calls himself the best wrestler in the world. Now, after this, we have the match number 3, which is CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. Now, this was a pretty good match. Again, both of these guys are really good. And this match was actually spoiled with a disqualification. Chris Jericho ran in and threw Daniel Bryan off of the apron, and then jumped into the ring and hit CM Punk with a code breaker. Now, since Daniel Bryan was the first one who was touched, he became the winner by disqualification. So clearly there's going to be more to this. After Chris Jericho hit CM Punk with the code breaker, he glared at him like basically he was coming after CM Punk. So there's going to be more to this, obviously, as we go along in the shows coming up. Now, moving on from there, the announcement was made that Mike Tyson is going to be welcomed into the WWE Hall of Fame in the celebrity wing of the HOF. Now, after this, R-Truth comes out to the announce table. By the way, still waiting for that posthumous Macho Man Randy Savage induction. Maybe they're just trying to build anticipation. Maybe they're going to do it right before WrestleMania. If it doesn't happen, it's a damn shame. Moving on. R-Truth comes out to the announce table, and he basically comes to watch the next match, which is The Miz versus Kofi Kingston. Now, in a little bit of the interchange that was going on between R-Truth and Michael Cole at the table, it seemed like R-Truth might have been like downplaying the Jimmy angle, but Michael Cole kept bringing it up. So don't know if little Jimmy's going to be fading away pretty soon, but we'll see what happens. Now, this basically, The Miz came out and gave his whole speech about I'm the most must see this, that, and a quarter. He felt the need to just tell everybody how great he was right before Kofi Kingston beat him. I don't know if he needs to get a new thing or something, but yeah, The Miz is coming out and giving the whole speech about how awesome you are right before you get beat. Getting old. Moving on. Laurinaitis and David Otunga were talking in the back. Laurinaitis basically looks nervous. Otunga says he's done everything that he can to influence the decision for Laurinaitis' job. Laurinaitis is like, "You're trying to get my job? You have my job." Otunga says no, and he tells John Laurinaitis not to worry. Laurinaitis goes ahead and worries anyway. Now, after that, they showed the promo for The Rock's appearance in WrestleMania 28. And following that, we had match 5, which was the Divas Championship between Beth Phoenix and Eve. Now, this was really, really short. Beth Phoenix won with a Glam Slam, but this was pretty much the prelude to right after this match, and as Eve is still laying in the ring, Kane pops up on the Titantron. He basically says, how does it feel to know that everything that's happened to Zack Ryder, it's all because John Cena won't embrace the hate? He goes on to say that Cena has been looking past Kane towards The Rock in WrestleMania 28, but he knows that if Cena can't get past Kane, he's definitely not going to get past The Rock, and the only way he's going to get past Kane is to embrace the hate. So, again, he's doing his if only you knew the power of the dark side thing. Now, Kane says that he's going to use Eve as the conduit to pass the message on to Cena. And he goes off the Titantron, and immediately the lights go down, or the room rather goes red, and Kane pops up on the apron right behind Eve. Eve gets scared, starts to scream. Here comes John Cena. He runs out and immediately goes in on Kane, beats Kane out of the ring, beats Kane to the side of the ring. At one point, he clears off the announce table. He actually, before that, he grabs the stairs to the ring stairs. He hits Kane with those a few times. Sports this evil grin. It's like it decidedly un-John Cena-like behavior. Gets ready to drop the attitude adjustment on Kane on the announce table. Kane elbows him and gets away. But before that, John Cena makes it known that if he as many times as he gets up, he's gonna knock him down again. So if they're gonna do like not necessarily a heel turn, but like a quarter turn, it looks like they're on their way. We'll see what happens, but yeah. This is the first time, by the way, in a while that I don't recall hearing any Cena sucks chants after that little episode. Kane escaped. He ran off into the crowd, and Cena was in the middle of the ring, and the crowd was going wild. So whatever they're doing, it looks like it's working. Now, following that, John Laurinaitis comes out and says that he's not worried about his employee performance review. As a matter of fact, he welcomes it, and on his personal assessment of himself, he gave himself high marks. Totally makes sense to me. Now, following that, Triple H comes out, and he says that basically John Laurinaitis let his personal differences with CM Punk get in the way of his management of Raw. When Vince did the same thing, Vince had to go. When Triple H did the same thing, he had to go also. And now that John Laurinaitis is doing the same thing, it's basically his time to go also. Now, following this, John Laurinaitis says he's willing to do anything to keep his job. Triple H says that's very vague and covers a lot of ground. He says that if John Laurinaitis is willing to apologize to everybody in the WWE universe and for the errors in judgment, and the crowd accepts it, he'll reconsider. John Laurinaitis throws a feeble... Before he even gets started, by the way, the crowd is already booing, but John Laurinaitis tries to apologize, sorta. Triple H asked the crowd if they accept his apology, and they were like, no. Following that, Triple H asked him that maybe he should go ahead and set up a gauntlet match. Basically like what John Laurinaitis did a few weeks ago with CM Punk. And go ahead and ask anybody backstage who wants to tee off on him if they want to take a shot. You know, that threw that idea out there. Didn't actually do that, but following that, Triple H says Vince McMahon, when he needed to test someone's loyalty, he would invite them into a certain club. Now, if you've been watching, you know that's the Kiss My Ass Club. Laurinaitis appeared like he was ready for this. He immediately whipped out the chapstick, put some on, got down on his knees, puckered up and closed his eyes like he was just ready. Triple H is like, no, get up. Now following that, he was getting ready to tell him, I wish you well, before he could say in your future endeavors, Undertaker's bells go off. The room goes dark, and Undertaker's music plays. Undertaker appears at the top of the ramp. He comes on down to the ring where Triple H still is. John Laurinaitis disappeared somehow. But he comes down, faces off with Triple H, looks up at the WrestleMania 28 sign, looks back at Triple H and gives him the triple. Now this is very, very similar to what happened last year, with the difference that Triple H looked at him, gave him a pound on his shoulder. It's like glad to see you're back, but not this time. Didn't say anything, just got out of the ring, walked back up the ramp. Clearly, this is not the end of this. Don't know if this is going to be something that he has to think over, or if he's just not going to be involved and it's going to be somebody else, or what's going to happen. But, yeah, it looks like, well, so far, Triple H is not yet going to be the person that's going to be in the ring with Undertaker at WrestleMania 28. Clearly, there's a lot of time in between now and then, so anything's possible. It could be Triple H, could be somebody else, but great way to end the show because everybody's like, obviously we're going to watch next week, right? So that's all we have for you tonight for the Monday Night Raw review. Go ahead and check with us on Thursday for the TNA Impact review. For myself, the Invincible E. Vincent, take care and enjoy the rest of your week.